Jan, I'm so glad you would meet me here today. This is one of my favorite places to get coffee and tea and everything, so I'm glad you were able to come. You know, we're doing this pursuit thing at church, and we just got done reading about David and Goliath and all that, battling the giant, and I know that you have faced some giants in your own life. Can you tell me about a few of those giants you faced?
Well, there was this 5-year period where I had 3 knee replacements. I got skin cancer. I ruptured the tendon on my thumb, so my thumb didn't work. And then my back started hurting, and I just assumed that was from the 3 knee replacements. But no, lo and behold, it was a degenerative disc.
Tell me a little bit, did you have any experience during that time where you just know that God was using you in spite of the giant that you were facing in your life?
You know, I just wanted this giant to go away. But God used it. It's probably one of the best days of my personal witness ever.
Wow.
And because I had these pains in my back, it ended up that every 10 weeks I went in and got a cortisone shot in my spine. So this time was on Maundy, Thursday, which is the day of the Last Supper. When you go in, there's 4 people in the room. There's the doctor, there's a nurse, there's a radiology guy, and you. And they lay you down on your stomach over a pillow on this table. And the radiology guy says to me, "So are you doing anything special this weekend?" You know, and I said, "Well, yeah, you know, we're going to Good Friday services on Friday, and we like to go to a really early, you know, Easter service." And he said, "So you're going out to brunch afterwards?" And I said, "No, we actually, you know, our church has a service with several churches, and then we stay and go to our own church service, you know, after that." So the doctor, who's Indian, says, "Is this a special weekend? Is this a holiday?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's Easter." He had no clue what Easter was.
Wow.
So I started, and I had to explain who Jesus was, what Jesus did. I explained about Easter, you know, how Easter worked, everything. Told him about Jesus, who Jesus was, what Jesus did, about Easter, about how Easter works, the whole thing. Now I'm laying there, you know, face down, no eye contact, and if you haven't noticed, I like to talk with my hands, and you don't move when somebody's sticking a needle in your spine. So everything I ever would have wanted to be able to do, I couldn't do. So I just talked to the floor, told the floor all about Jesus, Easter, the whole thing. When I got done and the doctor got done, he says, "Is this true?" And the radiologist, the nurse, and I all answered in unison, "Yes." And this radiology guy, about 5 minutes later, he comes running into the room, plasters himself against the wall like he's on some covert operation, and he looks like he's just ready to blow a gasket. He's like, "I have prayed and prayed and prayed to be able to tell him about Jesus." I had been tickled by the whole thing until I realized that someone had devoted years of their life in prayer to that moment.
Well, tell me how this experience, his prayer being answered through you, how has that affected your own prayer life then?
Well, my favorite prayer is, "Lord, use me." You know, I finally woke up to the fact that God really has a better idea of what's going on and needs to be done than I do. And that is my prayer.
Good. So even when you have physical difficulties?
Even when I have physical difficulties.
Or when things are going great?
Especially when things are going great. Because that's the pursuit. You know, if I could do it on my own, I really don't need more God to pull that off.